Okay, here we are. Our next flipped presentation, this one dealing with Hamlet Act 3, Scene 2, and this is our 8th day. Our key questions: how does the play within a play function in Hamlet? Multiple answers there. How does the play within a play advance Hamlet's cause, his goal? And how, if at all, does it hinder Hamlet's objective? And then lastly, we want to take a good look at Hamlet's mental state, his evolving or shifting mental state in Act 3, Scene 2. Pattern number 3 continues our sentences on repetition. This is a variation of the last one. Same word repeated in parallel structure. Subject verb, repeated keyword in same position of a sentence. Now, these repetitions can happen throughout a sentence. They can be adjectives or adverbs. For instance, that South Pacific Island is an isolated community, isolated from the values of the West, isolated from the heritage. Here's another one. You can repeat preposition. All revolutionists are negative. They are against things, against the values of the present, and against the traditions of the past, against materialism and against mysticism, against taxation and representation and legislation. You can repeat the same noun as the object of different prepositions. You can repeat the same modifying words as the case with Sydney does. And then, of course, you can repeat the same verb. The idea here is parallel structure. If you start with verbs, stay with verbs. If you're doing adjectives, do adjectives. Let's talk about Hamlet Act 3, Scene 2. This is the play scene, or the play within a play, and it stands exactly at the center of the play Hamlet. It seems to be a junction or a point of no return. The scene begins between the fierce emotions of the nunnery scene and, on the other side, the high tension of the murder of Gonzago, the title of the play within the play. The emotions of the nunnery scene included Hamlet saying that he is now, quote unquote, mad in a way that did not seem like his antic disposition. And the nunnery scene ends with Ophelia saying of Hamlet, "Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown." Now, Hamlet needs to tell Horatio the purpose of the play, including the inserted lines that he has asked the players to put in. In his interaction with Horatio, we see an emotionally charged but fairly human Hamlet. So that's what Group 1 is going to take a look at. He includes the famous lines, Hamlet speaking to Horatio: "Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core, I in my heart of heart, as I do thee." The second group is going to be taking a look at Hamlet's behavior just before the performance of the murder of Gonzago. This is when the court is filing in. Hamlet seems to be in high spirits, but he also makes many crude remarks to Ophelia and to his mother. So Group 2 will take a look at those. Claudius and Gertrude will see enacted first in mime, the dumb show. That's the mimed show. And then in a old-fashioned rhyming verse, a story so close to their own experience that they cannot mistake its meaning. That is what the third group will take a look at. That verse that is so close to their own experience that they cannot mistake its meaning. When, at the point at which Claudius interrupts the play within a play and leaves, calling for lights, Hamlet becomes almost out of control with excitement. And the fourth group will take a look at those lines. We might ask, at that moment, what has Hamlet achieved through the play within a play? Certainly it was clever. Did it advance his cause? It's hard to say. Anyway, that's it. Tomorrow we will come together and do some small group work and analyzing this key scene. That's it for tonight. Hey, don't forget to read Act 3, Scene 2. There's some pretty interesting dialogue that indicates Hamlet in a transition state. No longer in his antic disposition, perhaps, and perhaps truly moving towards some true emotional instability. That's it. Good night.